Hi, everybody. As you can see today, it is me, an AKS mom, otherwise known as Dola. And I want to welcome you. We're doing a little series about where we get our inspiration from, I think. I
Yeah,
think that's what we're going to call it, the inspiration series.
yeah.
All right. So, one of the things that mom does is she will see something on Pinterest. Now, I'm going to put a link to our fall Yarny YouTube Hop video, and you can see one of the inspiration pieces she made on Pinterest. So, what we're going to talk about today is how she develops a piece and what her process is for creating something like that. Okay, Mom. So, where does it start?
Well, right now, like you said, I'm stuck on Pinterest. Um, Midnight Pinterest me. Yeah.
Glad I'm not the only one.
so, yeah, that's where I've been getting my inspirations lately,
Okay.
and there are many, many. But yeah. So when I see something that really calls to me,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of take a deeper look and see what it is. What is the feature
Right.
that got me? Like that last project you talked about.
Mm-hmm. The
It,
medley sweater.
the medley sweater,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it was really the way the colors and the
Texture
texture
played
worked
together.
together, and that
Mm-hmm.
facing in the front, I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And so it wasn't like making that exact sweater,
Right.
but it was using those features
Right.
to bring that about.
Oh, okay. So, shall we take a look at your latest inspiration piece?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so one of the things we're trying to do is when we show these pictures, I'm trying to always figure out how to lean out so I'm not talking from behind the picture. I know it seems a little weird. So if you notice me leaning at an odd angle, that's what's happening. So this is your latest piece that you fell in love with. What is it that you really liked about it?
What I liked about it is those ridge stripes
Mm-hmm.
and the way it just kind of lays easily over the person.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I really, really like that. So that's what drew me to it.
And I love the play of the two. Once again, it's textures that
Yeah.
are kind of calling your name.
Yes.
So when you see something like that, what's your first thing that you do?
Well, I kind of look at the first picture I see very carefully
Mm-hmm.
to see what it is that's calling to me in this
Mm-hmm.
piece. And then I try to find as many pictures as I can
Mm-hmm.
from different angles
Yeah.
so that I kind of figure out the construction and the stitch pattern and how it's working together.
Okay. So what happens now? I see you found two views of this one.
hmm
What do you do if you could only see one view? What?
Then you kind of try to extrapolate what the back would look like,
Mm-hmm.
or then you have a chance to make the back be what you want it to be. So again, that's a mystery to be solved. So you get to solve that.
So it's almost like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you are thinking about making this, now this particular one, did you look to see if there was a pattern out there, or
Well,
you were just like, oh, I really like this look?
yeah. You know what? Because I don't knit, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that I see are knitted,
Right.
that pattern would only help me if it had like a schematic that I could follow.
Mm-hmm.
So I just look at the features of it. What's the stitch pattern?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of construction did they use? How does it fit on the model?
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that guide me.
So, do you always try to make an exact replica of the thing that you saw?
And no, like I said before, I like using the features that attracted me
Mm-hmm.
to that pattern. Sometimes it comes very close to what
Yeah.
the original is. I think this particular thing that I'm working on is going to come pretty close to the original
Mm-hmm.
because I'm using Tunisian crochet, which is kind of close to,
It looks kind of like knitting.
yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want to use the thing that attracted you, and sometimes you say, "Oh, I like this, but I like it to be this way or that way."
Right.
So you can change it according to what you're feeling.
And since you're not constrained by a pattern, you really can just go
Yeah,
any which way you like. Interesting, interesting. Now, when you approach this one, right, you did decide, okay, what I'm going to do is pretty much on the nose with this one.
yeah.
Can you show us how far you've gotten so far? I'm going to
So,
take the picture down.
so far, I'm almost finished with the front of this one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I've gotten so far.
Oh, wow. That's looking really good.
And this is interesting because it's a side to side construction.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to figure out exactly how to do that. I think I have it all worked out, but we'll see. And the other thing is that what I'm actually using on this one is actually the back of the stitch.
Oh, okay.
Because the front, I'm using a Tunisian knit stitch and in between Tunisian pearl stitch.
Okay.
But the knit stitch is what's actually making the ridges on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use actually the
Now,
back of the fabric.
did you know that was going to happen when you started?
And no, I was doing this and I was saying, yeah, it's it. But
Let me turn it around so they can see the side you started working on.
yeah, I was like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
you were like, oh, this is close,
yeah.
but it wasn't exactly what
But
you wanted to
then I
see.
happened to turn it over. I was like, oh my God, that's it.
So it was a happy
It
surprise.
was a happy accident, yes.
So, what can you recommend if you like? We all have a picture in the back of our mind of something we saw that there is no pattern for, or we can't find a pattern for it. If you had just one tip to give, what's the most important thing when you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to make my own version of the thing?
Figure out what would make your version that thing in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because having the raised ridges really cemented this for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to look very closely at the features.
Okay.
And then you have to look at the construction. How is it made? And can I do that? That's always an
Yeah,
important
that's always an
question.
important
Can I
question.
do that?
Well, you kind of inspired me to give this process a try. So I've been kind of stalking along behind you, you know, thinking about it because I saw this picture and I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. And I really just fell in love with this piece.
So what it is that's calling to you from this piece?
I like the way it drapes. I like that high low hem. I like that it has a finished armhole. It's a drapey piece, but it's not oversized, and I like that too. So those are the things I'm thinking about when I started looking at it. So I've been having little conversations like picking mom's brain. I was like, oh, okay, because I think I'm going to try to do a sensibly chic version of this. So I have been looking very closely at it, and one of the things I noticed is there is a barely there kind of horizontal stitch pattern of some kind going across it. So I'm thinking about how to create that horizontal stitch
Yeah,
line.
you have to think about the stitch pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you have no real way of knowing the yarn that is being
Oh
used.
yeah, no.
So you have to kind of figure out, well, is this a heavier piece? Is it a lighter piece? What yarn would work best
Mm-hmm.
with, this?
And because of that drape, I was even thinking about what the yarn content
Yeah,
might be. So this is all of the information you're trying to pick up just from looking at the
yeah, the
piece.
fit of the piece.
Hmm.
You know,
And this is literally the only picture of it. So I'm not sure exactly what the back looks
well,
like,
you can kind
but
of tell that
I
the
can
back is
kind of,
pretty much like the front, in my
yeah,
opinion.
Oh, me
So it's
too.
longer, so you know it's high low. So you have some information about the back,
Hmm.
that the back is longer.
Yes. So I think that this is actually going to be my next project that I make. And I wanted to try out your process. So, see if you can follow along with us then. Is there a piece that you've kind of been eyeing, but, there's no pattern for it? I would love to hear what your, I'm going to call them white whale pieces, what your white whale might be.
You have to pick the yarn and then try out different stitches to see
Yep.
if that would work. Like me, sometimes I choose between should I crochet this one
Mm-hmm.
with regular crochet or should I use
Tunisian.
Tunisian. This was, really calling for Tunisian, so I did that. My last piece, the medley sweater, it was crocheted because it had so much texture.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted all of that in the piece.
And like I said, I will link to that video so you can see what Mom's medley sweater looks like. Um, this is part one. Next time, we'll be discussing the next step in the process. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments, all right? Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.